Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the United Way for your latest Manchester United news. Joining me today is a fan of the channel, and it's nice to have him on. He goes by the name of Amaya. Amaya, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's nice to be here and thank you. This is my first live, so lead the way.
Well, look, no pressure, anyways. Just just pretend you're in the comments, but you have to use your mouth. I mean, that's where we're going. But
I'll
then
keep the
obviously,
C bombs to a low.
well, look,
Yeah.
I love the jokes. I mean, I don't know which show it was. Nearly every show where I'd be trying to talk, and then you just put something funny in the comments, and I'm like talk about trying to distract me. But look, I love that. I love that.
I'm sorry.
It's no, look, listen. I'd rather have a chat that's joking that rather than enjoyable. Trust me, because
Right.
there's been few dry people in the past, but I look you coming in. You just had a bit of spice. You just had a bit of spice. But again, obviously, everyone knows who my name is. It's Dean. Obviously, everyone sees me nearly every day. Again, I actually want to ask you the match yesterday. Did you get to watch it? I'm sure you've seen the result. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I watched it. It's one of the few that aired at a decent time in our country. What happens is that most of these FA Cups, I think your 7 o'clock kickoffs are like 12 in the night, midnight for us. So we actually have to stay up 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock to watch matches.
that's loyal. I mean, that's loyal. I mean, you're like what 5 hours or something ahead
Yeah,
of
five
us.
and a half.
Five and a half. Like that's and then staying up to like 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock. I mean, that's just mad. So we're playing. Who are we playing? Wolves now on Thursday. So that'll be what time does that start?
That's
Your time.
that's at 1:45 a.m. over here. So I ain't getting sleep tomorrow. The day after, sorry.
And would you have to like get up early like that morning?
As of now, I don't. But
Okay.
some days I do have to. So
Yeah. I mean,
it's a
look,
nightmare.
and like I come out. I say you had to stay up, say for the losses to Liverpool when we lost 7-0, and that I say that was a painful. Well,
Yeah,
then that
I
was
didn't sleep that night. I stayed up till 3 and then I stayed up till 5 just crying.
yeah, same,
Just like
same. But Mandar is in the chat. Who thinks? But yeah, no, that game. I mean, yeah, we won't go back there. We'll look forward,
yeah,
anyways.
let's
Yes, please. But look, what was your thoughts on that game yesterday? Because we thought it was going to be, an easy win, but it
I had
actually wasn't.
4-1.
Yeah,
I had 4-1, so we were off by just I was off by just one. I knew they'd score. I just don't trust this United side to not concede. And if we concede, then I'm hoping that just about get a goal or two. The synergy is not right now, and we seem to be just it's not clicked. And I don't know when it'll click, and I'm hoping it's sooner rather than later. But once it clicks, you get to see some of that one touch play we saw against Crystal Palace at home last year, and some of the linking up we were doing it well, but that was only for 20 minutes. I want to see it over a 90-minute period, which it I don't expect it to happen with players like Cass coming back, Bleacher coming back, and Shaw coming back, just not match fit. You could see it. They ran out of steam. But the main problem I feel was after we got two goals, I think we got complacent, and I think we just decided, oh, we've got two goals, we'll get another three somehow just by jogging about. And when we are in that, we're not that good yet that we can be that overconfident yet. Like if Manchester City was two goals ahead, they could pass it around. We just don't have that kind of synergy to just pass it around, and we needed
yeah,
to go for the killer, and we didn't, and that's how they got in the game.
yeah. So if we get too carried away or too cocky, we just, I think what we done yesterday is when we got the two goals, literally like kind of what you said. But what we weren't doing is we weren't like the passing was good, and as soon as we got the second, it was like, yeah, let's just have a laugh, And then they got that goal, which was a good goal, by the way. That the first one was a good goal. I mean, look, I don't think there was any saving that. That got them into it. And then we just that's my problem this season. By the way, it's not been the first time we've slipped up a 2 goal lead. It's happened a few other times this season too. So it's not a rare thing that happens. I mean, especially this season where we're getting leads and we look comfortable and we think, right, it's going to be an easy game, and then we end up drawing or losing. And obviously yesterday we won. I think more. I'll be honest. I think Newport. I think maybe they got a bit tired near the end, so maybe that kind of gave us a bit of help to get the win. But no, I mean, look, I just couldn't
Lad,
believe it.
it's League Two. We should have twatted them 7-0 at the very least. We're
Exactly.
Manchester United.
No, yeah. I mean, you look at the team we put out as well. Like that was a strong
We're
team.
16th in League Two. We're,
Like,
we're we're 8th in the Premier League.
oh man, I really just don't know. Like honestly, I just don't know. Like
It's
it was
yeah, it's
ridiculous.
not looking good. It's not
No,
looking good.
it's definitely not. I mean, look, I haven't on the five talking point show yet, and I will get to do it, and it should be later on. But I just think that if I was Ten Hag, I'll be looking at the game and I'll be like, if we're struggling against Newport, what are we going to be like against Wolves on Thursday and at West Ham on Sunday? I mean, they're better than Newport by a stretch, obviously. And then, like, if that was against a Premier League team last night, you maybe would have got knocked out.
I completely agree, and I don't think we'll be seeing 6 points between Wolves and West Ham. I just
Yeah.
don't like.
If we do, it would
I
be a miracle.
don't see a way. It's like that's like that's my best friend over there in the comments.
Yeah, I'm going to try not to butcher the person's name, so I do apologise. And may I please, if I do get it wrong,
His
let me
name's
know.
Aditya,
Edith,
or you
yeah,
can
yeah.
call
Fair enough.
him Ant.
He says that's my way trying to be a guest. Hey, listen, so far he's been a brilliant guest, so keep it up. So far so
Yeah,
good. And not bad for your
yeah.
first time as well, being on a stream. I mean, look, better than me, anyways. When I first started, so give yourself some credit. But yeah, no, that game. I mean, we have an away game next. Our next FA Cup game is away to either Bristol City or Nottingham Forest. Obviously, Nottingham Forest beat us there. I think it was there two before New Year's. I think it was 2-1. We didn't play great
Yeah.
that game. So, Bristol City, obviously, again, hopefully we get them and beat them. But you'd imagine maybe Forest will beat them, but you never know. Forest kind of this season at FA Cup have been a bit weird.
If I'm being honest, I'd rather have Forest than Bristol, because if we're going to lose, I'd rather lose to Nottingham Forest than Bristol City.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't think I'm not saying Forest or Bristol City will be an easy tie, but if we do progress to say the quarterfinals, it won't get easy from there. Like it just won't. I mean, I'd love us to make.
It's most probably gonna be a Premier League opposition after that.
Oh yeah,
If not that, then after that it's just gonna be Premier League opposition. It's gonna be either the Scousers, it's gonna be them divs down from Stockport. Arsenal's out if I'm not mistaken. So is Spurs. So Chelsea maybe.
Chelsea. Yeah, they're. Liverpool, no, Man City. I mean, they won. I would love us to make it to Wembley and win the cup, but I just can't. Like even like you said at the start, how can you have
And I'd
confidence?
like to win the lottery, but
Exactly. I'd love to have €1 million in my bank, but that's not going to happen, is it? Mander says, just saw the news of Anthony League linked to the Saudi League waiting for us. Yeah, I don't think that's true, fortunately, Mander.
yeah, Fabrizio just reported, but that's the
Yeah.
agent saying that that's not true.
Yeah, I'm honestly not surprised. Even I just said I cannot see it happening.
I mean, they're not blind. Like they wouldn't take Anthony. Like I wouldn't take Anthony.
No, look, when we signed him, we thought he'll be go. But yeah, look, listen, Anthony to Saudi, would I take it at this moment? Yeah, because I just don't. Honestly, I tried to give him time, but it's getting to the stage where, like, I just cannot. But yeah, Anthony, I don't think we can get rid of him anytime soon. Especially not. I mean, he's at the club now a year or two now.
So it's the
second season, and I mean his first goal. That goal yesterday was the first goal in 9 months too. Just in case no one knew that. I mean, yeah, Newport, not against a top team, Newport.
He celebrated it like it was.
I know,
Newcastle or something.
Yeah, I know. I mean, look, Anthony just hasn't been the man. And if he does leave, if he had to like a flop 11, I think he'd be in there. Like I do. Aditya said, am I saying his name right, mate? Aditya? Yes.
Aditya.
He
Aditya.
says, look how far we have fallen. We are picking who we'd rather lose to. Yeah. That's just how it is, isn't it? I mean, last season we would have been probably coming in here, you know, thinking, here we go, we can beat anyone. But this season, I don't know, much, they're just night and day, like so inconsistent. It just baffles me. Um, but look, I want to discuss Marcus Rashford because, like I said, it's kind of been it's probably the news that's been doing the round since Thursday, Friday. I think you actually put it in the chat as well the other day about Rashford in Belfast. Obviously, he wasn't in the game yesterday in the squad yesterday because he was sick. But then, obviously, Ten Hag came out and said it's an internal matter. I mean, do you think what's your thoughts, before I move in about Rashford? It's
So,
just
uh,
I just don't know if you
if you
think anymore.
look at, if you were on Stratford Paddock's live stream, you'd have probably thought Marcus was Mason Greenwood because the hate he was getting, people were basically, this was just like a level short of like Beckham hate I saw there. People just did not, they wanted his head on a platter. And I'm not going that far. I am disappointed in him 100%. That Marcus is one of my favorite players, and for him to do something so silly, it's just unlike him. But yeah, just because he messed up, that doesn't mean we just sack him or tear up his contract or just kill him.
Yeah, yeah,
It's what the ideas were floating around. But I would say, if I was Ten Hag, I'm getting there. I just need a bit more hair to go away, and yeah, it's just like I would fine of at least 2 weeks, dropped for the Wolves game. I don't care if we lose. You can't do what you did and not get dropped. Maybe
yeah,
even dropped for the West Ham game. And basically, I tell him, if you are spotted in any bar before the season is over, you're getting the Jadon Sancho treatment.
yeah. But I was actually going to ask you that. Like, supposedly he's meant to be getting a fine of 2 weeks' wages. Again, that's from the Sun, so they're not really the most reliable people in the world. I was going to ask you, would you just suspend them for the Wolves game, or would you also suspend them for
That depends on,
Mondays?
there are a few factors, because we don't know. Did Ten Hag know that Marcus was going to the party, and did he tell him that I'm at this party and I don't think I can get back in time? We don't know the exact extent of what it is. We don't know if he even apologized for it, or is it turning into a Sancho situation where he refuses to apologize? Ten Hag doesn't want him if he doesn't apologize. We don't know exactly, but
Yeah,
definitely for the Wolves game, and we'll see the extent of how big this thing goes. Obviously, because we're Manchester United, everything is blown out of proportion. Like, didn't Kyle Walker's wife just leave him and no one even gives a toss about that? But Marcus Rashford was spotted at a bar, and now it's like end game, sack him, sack the manager. This is burn the club, like typical United. Like, we're slowly turning into Arsenal fan TV. This is like the 10 years that we've gone without a trophy, without the Premier League. So I think around the 10-year mark they started turning into, Arsenal fans decided to turn into that. And I think if we keep going another 15 years, I think we're not that far off an AFTV version of Manchester United.
yeah. I mean, I actually didn't see that people actually what they were saying about Marcus Rashford. That's the first I've heard of it. Uh, yeah, some fans, and I hate these fans that overreact and you know
So yeah,
killing Marcus Rashford's not going to solve anything. Like
yeah.
you know,
I read that they're like, just torpedo him out of the club. Just, I'm done with Marcus, and like, he's betrayed us.
yeah.
Hang on.
I mean, look what he done. I'm not happy.
There are levels to this game. He
I
didn't
know.
come out publicly. He's not said anything publicly. He's gone there, and I'm assuming he's taking his hiding like a man. I like, from what we know of Marcus, I'm assuming he'll have apologized for it, and I don't think he'll do it again. Hopefully not, because people keep bringing back to the City game that he went partying for his birthday, but that wasn't his decision. It was his family that had organized it with his friends, and
Yeah,
it was a bad look, but he had very little to do with it. He didn't plan it. It was already planned way beforehand, before the game. And it's not like and it wasn't like he didn't, like, he made a secret and was like, this is the first time I would say that this was like he lied. We don't know if he lied or such. He might just be sick. Might just have a cold or something. We don't know. And people are jumping to conclusions, and they're just not giving him the benefit of the doubt, which is wrong. I feel like you give your players a bit of the I gave Sancho a bit of the doubt until that until it happened to the point where he got kicked out from the dressing room. I gave him a bit of doubt till then. That's me. I would more positive than most people would be, but I'd rather be positive than wrong than negative than right.
yeah. I mean, supposedly he was at Cardiff this morning training, so obviously, I'm sure he did. Say, listen, Ten Hag, I'm sorry, I won't do it again, whatever it is. Again, would you be surprised if he is in the squad on Thursday? I mean, honestly, I'll be honest, I wouldn't.
He might be in the squad, but I don't think he starts. I think Ten Hag will probably play the exact same 11 again
Yeah,
that played
yeah,
Newport.
yeah. I wouldn't mind
And
actually seeing Ahmad play over Anthony, though.
yeah,
I'll be honest with you
I
on that.
whose chips has he pissed in? Like, what has he done to Ten Hag that Ten Hag just does not want him to play? And he keeps playing Anthony on the right. I'm like, his assist came from the left. He crossed the ball, and he, like, so I'm like, Baldy, are you watching? Like, come on. That's the
Big
misses.
up to is that the missus?
Yeah,
All right, big up to Yash Bigala. Yeah, saying that right?
Yashvi, Yashvi.
Yeah, I am sorry if I'm brutal at names, so I am
Nah,
sorry.
it's okay. You're gonna get like at least 5, 6 Indians here. It's fine.
Look, I get used to it. But yeah, I mean, look, Rashford's oh, not Rashford, Anthony. Yeah, I mean, back to the thing yesterday when he was on the left, he actually did
He
well, and then
crossed. He
I
crossed.
just can't look. He actually, again, I don't think Anthony has a right foot. I think he's afraid to even use it. When he uses it,
He,
it's like, whoa.
I
But
mean, he scored with his right. Luke Shaw hit the
yeah, so
post with his right, and Anthony scored with his right. So
it's like
yeah,
just goes to
the
show.
world's ending.
Yeah, he's just afraid. It's like he's afraid. It's like he just has no confidence in that right foot. Like we all do be saying,
Exactly.
use your right foot, whip a ball into the box. Like it's not. It's very rare Anthony whips the ball into
Crosses.
the box. Like
It's
it's
rare
so.
that our wingers cross. Did you see? I saw a stat there that Hoyland had one shot and he scored that, and we had 22 shots. Your striker having only one shot out of 22 is pathetic. Not acceptable. Why
I
did
do
we
think.
spend 75 million on this kid if you are not going to? He provided he provided more chances to those around him than they did combined to him, and that's criminal. That's not acceptable. Not from the
Well,
captain, not from the wingers, not from the midfield.
yeah. I mean, sometimes it's like our wingers don't like Rasmus. Like it's honestly like they don't like him. You know.
You'd think he slept with the missus. Like, you'd think he's Mario Icardi.
You. Yeah. 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 I mean, it's like I just don't get like you never give him like there's no service like honestly like, the goals he scores so you just have to create them like or I have to create a goal myself. No one creates it for him.
And
Uh,
I think if we get, like, maybe Ten Hag decides to play Ahmad, I think Ahmad will be able to get the better stats out of Hoyland because of how he played at Sunderland. Because who was that Sunderland striker? He had a good rapport with him. They used to play touch and go, and he used to constantly keep feeding him. Let me just check.
yeah, no, I wouldn't know that, but he did have a good. Definitely was brilliant that last season when he was on loan with Sunderland. But like Ahmad, he is a good player, and I just don't get why. Amanda asked us
Clark,
about
yeah, Jack Clark.
Clark. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
he had good times with him. Like, they would have some synergy. And Ahmad is the kind of creative player who crosses the ball, and And I'm just gonna say it, he shoots better than Anthony does. Like actually scores his curlers, whereas Anthony just hits it right over the bar.
Yeah, like Ahmad came on. He played when he came on against Forest when we lost 2-1. I actually thought he
He
done well.
he was good. He was
Yeah,
good. You'd think he'd get a start after that, but he got sick and then just didn't play again.
no, he hasn't played since. Like he was on the bench
I
last
mean, he
night.
was sick for 2 days, and then when he
Yeah,
was in the squad this time, he didn't play.
yeah.
Forson
You see,
came ahead of him, which is still fine because I think if Forson wasn't there, I don't think Rasmus gets his goal because Garnacho was shooting, he was going for goal. Forson just about cut it and hit it, crossed it to Rasmus.
yeah. I mean, we were out on Force on, and he actually had a bit of say in the Highland goal as well. Like Force on, I mean, like come on, he's only played pre-season. Uh,
No, he started. I think the previous one against the previous round. Who was it against? I'm not sure.
Wigan,
Huh?
Wigan,
Yeah, Wigan. He started against Wigan.
Wigan.
Not started. Sorry, he played against Wigan.
Yeah,
He has had his debut in the FA Cup.
he's had
A few
moments.
minutes,
Yeah,
5 6
yeah.
minutes.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. Mander says, "Your take on Greenwood? Should we keep him or sell? Seen some news of him linking to Spain."
Sell, quick sell,
Yeah,
100
yeah.
million is yours.
If we could get 100 mil for Greenwood, that'd be brilliant.
100 mil or we take him back and we loan him out somewhere else.
I'm sorry, man. I just don't want him back. I just I
No,
know
no,
what
we
happened.
don't take him back. We take him back and
No,
loan him somewhere else.
but I remember when supposedly everything was dropped. That people were like, "Oh, bring him back." He's innocent.
No, no, no. We all heard it. Let's not go into this. It's done. He ain't playing for United no more.
No, definitely not. I mean, I know he's doing well at he's Getafe at the moment, but for me,
Get
honestly, I don't care what anyone says, and I agree with you. I may just probably go any further. I don't want them back. We heard what we heard. We saying photos and whatever. The only thing you can make up is the photos, but you can't make up. The only thing you can't make up is, you know, what's the one looking for? Audio. you know, you cannot. Not a chance in hell. Um, but look, I mean, how much did he even get from? Like, honestly,
If we got 100 mil, I'd take it. But given how poor the clubs that we're linked with for him are, 70 million, 70, they can pay it. Like, I'm sorry, but he's he is a good player, a shit human, but a good player,
oh yeah, oh yeah,
allegedly. But like, there's still some talent there, so we can't let him go for like 30. That's just crackers.
yeah. I mean, like you said, he was. I liked him at Manchester United. I thought he was a good player. Really thought he was a good player. And this time around, he probably still is a good player, but like you said, good player, shit person. You know what I mean? Uh,
Allegedly.
yes, exactly. Aditya says thoughts on what happens to Manu when uh, Pace, Leach, and
Yes.
Shaw are back in the full pre-injury formation. 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 and have Manu Amrabat double pivot. Shaw left back, Casemiro centre back. Oh, Casemiro centre back.
Where does
Martinez centre.
Bruno play then? If Amrabat and if Amrabat and Menu are playing, then where does Bruno fit in?
Well, I'd go Casemiro, um, Manu, and Bruno.
Okay, you said Amrabat, so I was like,
Oh,
where does
no.
Bruno?
No, Amrabat. Yeah, no. Um, and then I think basically the team that you seen yesterday was what to do. From midfield's back.
Yeah. Hopefully, Cass can find his legs again. That
Yeah,
is
he's
important.
been a bit. Even before his injury, he was poor, wasn't he?
A bit. Like,
Yeah, yeah. But Manu, I mean, what's your thoughts on him? I thought he hasn't put a foot wrong for me since he's kind of played this season.
all he has to do is just keep doing this. That's all.
That's
If he
all you can
just
do.
keeps doing this, he has a very bright future. Like, this kid is, I can't be, this kid is 4 years younger than me, and he plays with the maturity of a guy 4 years older than me. Like, that's some seasoned veteran kind of plays. And
Yeah,
I read somewhere in like in the scrolling chat, someone was like, I haven't even seen Menu apart from his goal. It's not that's not his job. His job is not to be seen, just plugging in the holes when they are before they form, just screening for screening the defense and making sure that they're protected, and just keeping the ball passed away from the opposition. That's what he's doing, and he's doing it well. He's got one of the best to learn from with Cass. So I think that that partnership you'll see a bit more now, and he's going to learn from him. It's going to be good. All he has to do is just keep his head down. This boy has some star boy potential. I'm not going too far ahead. I'm just saying he will win the Ballon d'Or in 10 years.
Talk about saying not going to go for. He's going to win the Ballon d'Or. But yeah, he is. In all honesty, he is a good player. And I mean, look, if Casemiro gets back to form, that'd be brilliant. Obviously, Martinez done well yesterday. I mean, we all love Martinez, don't we?
Oh, just
Having him back
like, I
is
love Martinez. Just like
yeah.
the way he just runs into a tackle, then beats his chest, and then just yells at the guy who he just knocked down. Oh,
Oh yeah, definitely. I think remember that game against Liverpool. There's actually it wasn't his first game at Old Trafford when we
third
beat them.
game.
Yeah, yeah, when we beat them 2-1, and him and Mo Salah, he had Mo Salah in his pocket. You know what I mean? And the rest of Liverpool's attack as well. Um, I do like Martinez. I just listen. He might not be the biggest defender in the world, but definitely.
You'd not believe it if you saw him play. Like, I don't think he knows how tall he is. I think he plays like he thinks he's 6'3".
Yeah, but he's just so good. Like I mean, when he like even like that from that Liverpool game onwards, brilliant. Then when he picked up that injury, that was a sick feeling that. And then he came off against Arsenal this season when we lost 3-2, 3-1, 3-1. And I thought, no way. And then I think he played the next game, and then obviously had to get surgery. Then he was out. I was like, come on, like. And then look, he's
Last
back.
season would have gone very differently had he been fit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's nice to see him back, anyways. And listen, hopefully, the fitness levels can rise for the rest of the lads who are back as well. Leo says, "What's up, Dean?" What's up, Leo? Obviously. He also says, "I went to the game yesterday as I was in Wales, but I had to sit in the Newport end. Sadly, oh God, nerves started to hit at 2-2. I mean, look, I wouldn't say nerves hit, but I think there was a few doubts in my mind, when it was 2-2, because Newport looked like they looked up for it then. Good fighters. Leo also says Manu has the potential to become a top player, but needs to stay grounded. Exactly. Just don't what Rashford's doing at the moment. Don't act them wise. Don't do that. Don't look at Sancho. Don't look at that. But I actually want to go back to Marcus Rashford just fairly quick. Just before we move on to a few other small bits. I mean, look, Romano came out and he's kind of saying, I don't think this will be the final discussion with Marcus Rashford. I'm not sure whether that's the way he acts, but anyways, I think this will be one of many meetings to clarify the situation with Rashford. So that's on the situation with Marcus Rashford. He also said there are people at PSG who really appreciate Marcus Rashford, but it's too early to say or speculate anything about a possible deal in the summer. I mean, look, I wouldn't want us to get rid of him. PSG, say if they did come calling him in, would you consider it?
It has to be over 110 mil. Like, it has to be a ridiculous amount, because we're going to have to replace him. And for all the crap that he gets from our fan base, I don't see many players that we can afford to get that will replace him.
Yeah,
Like you can tell you can't tell me Garnacho is on the same level as Rashford is. I just saw it. The boy refuses to pass when Hoyland is pointing to him, put it here. He's just doing the Ashley Young chops, just cutting it in, then putting out, cutting it in, putting it out, not passing, and then when he passes it, some guy just deflects it and it goes out of the box.
yeah.
And
Rashford.
Garnacho is 19. If we play him the amount of time that we played Marcus Rashford, he will be another Marcus Rashford, and this fan base will turn on him the same way they turned on Rashford. They'll just because Marcus started at 17 and he was a like key figure from 17, and injuries picked up because of that. We can't have Garnacho being our first choice week in week out without injuring him, because the amount of games United plays, it's like what, 40 games at 19. If he's playing 40 games, he's going to get a big injury, and that will cost his career like it did for Marcus. And his when his back was gone and his shoulder, and he had to play through all that injury. And who you gonna? I'll ask you the question, Dean. Who do you replace him with? What left winger do you think we can afford from? Who will be less than anything less than 150 mil? World class left winger, 150 mil.
I'm not sure whether you know him. The Milan winger, AC Milan, Leo. That player at Napoli. But look, if you're asking me
Gra- gra-
realistic targets, we're not getting them too. Well, we're not
exactly, they
getting one of
wouldn't
them
sell
too.
to us. And that Quara player, right? The Georgian player. I can't
Yeah,
pronounce
yeah,
his
near
name
to
either.
know. Don't worry.
Yeah, Quara. We're not getting him for anything. We couldn't get. We wouldn't be able to get Osimhen in for less than 110. We need to sell Rashford for at least 110 to be able to get any other player for that same amount. Who can we? And it's the Premier League, not the Italian league. We've seen what happens when we buy from the Italian league, and I don't need to tell you about the goalkeeper situation right now, do we?
Please don't. Um, I don't know. Like if you had to say realistic,
It has to be. The realistic price for him is 110. He's not just a player, he's a brand. He brings a lot of eyes. He is a big name. We can't just sell him for like 30 million and just be like, up, that's him gone. Because
yeah.
that we're broke.
Oh,
We broke, homie. We don't have no money. We can't just go around spending 100 mil on another player without selling another 100 mil player.
yeah. Like Aditya said, Josh would goes if only they put 100 million plus bid. I mean, look. I mean, maybe they might go in if Mbappe goes, but I just PSG, Rashford to PSG. I don't know. I could
I
never.
don't
Again,
see, I don't
always.
see it because he could have gone to PSG last year and they would have paid him more than what we pay him. Like some of the players that they have around like 800k or something. He could have gone there. He stayed because he wants to beat Wayne Rooney's record. Granted, he won't be doing that if he continues playing this way. But
Yeah,
Marcus Rashford loves the club. The fans of the club hate him, but he still loves the club. And I don't think he wants to go to PSG unless he gets forced out or there's no way back. Like if he finds some form, I think if he just gets somewhere of 20 goals and assists, um, like 20 goal contributions by this in this season, which is possible. He's already on like 6 or 7, so like he just needs to he got like the last 6 or 7 in the last 6 or 7 games. So we have another long season to go. If he just
yeah,
continues what he's doing, I don't see him leaving because I think he wants to stay at the club. And everyone's like he's a mediocre player. Mediocre players don't score 30 goals in a season.
yeah. Like Rashford, I actually just worried. Like even at the end of the season, last season, I kept saying, really hope Rashford doesn't go back into that bad, poor form. and I just
And
kept
it's not
saying,
like, and it's like the whole team fell off. It's not just Marcus Rashford that's fallen off. Bruno's been crap. That's our captain has not been performing to the levels he set. Set the standards, and he is not matching up to them. You have uh, Anthony on the right, constantly just shinning it over the bar. There's no synergy between the front three. They all want to go for goal, and none of them are getting it. The midfield is constantly just becoming Scott McTominay come out to save us. Our defense has changed 11 times. This entire team, top to bottom, has been shambolic. There's been no structured way of going forth in this club this season, which it was last season. Last season we had a spine. We had De Gea, we had Martinez, we had Cass, we had Bruno in front, and we had Marcus. That was our spine, and it would work. Now we've chopped and changed so much. There's just no synergy with the players.
yeah, I mean, this, yeah, I mean, you mentioned McTominay there. I don't get Ten Hag's obsession with him. Um, I mean, we brought him on yesterday, and again, we were 2-0 up. I was like, why? You know what I mean? Just, you could bring on an Ahmad, you know what I mean? You could bring on.
We couldn't even bring him on for 6 months. He was injured for most of the time. Like in the whole squad, we've had so many injuries.
Like, I just, like, obviously, we took him off for. McTominay was on, Casemiro was off, but I just don't get McTominay. I just don't get the obsession. Like, I really, really don't.
I
Like, I
feel
know he's not.
McTominay is just one of those players. Like, you just know that he's a bit like a dog. And I don't mean that in the wrong way. I actually like McTominay a bit. Like as a person, I feel like he's hardworking and he's loyal, and
Oh,
I
he
feel
is.
like those qualities are what managers in trouble look for. They're like, my back is against the wall. If I tell him to go smash into someone or just not do anything stupid or something, he's trustworthy to do something. And that particular one thing is to just go crash into the box and see if he can get his head or foot on a goal. He has an eye for goal. He doesn't kick off. He doesn't like have much of a crisis. He just, I feel like the only player more than McTominay who doesn't cause any scenes is Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Like they just want to do their work, and they just don't want any of the media attention after that. They just, you don't see him at bars, you don't see him partying out loud. He just does his job. I know we can definitely improve on McTominay, but when you're in a shitty situation where you don't have any player, the players will turn on you, and if they're not appeased, then, and this is one of the few players who wants to be here because they know that their level is below this club, and they're here. They every time they come onto the pitch, they're trying to prove that they belong here. That is one of the things with I like about McTominay, that he doesn't walk around with the air that I belong here. He knows that he doesn't belong here, and he's trying to fit in with them. And you kind of want that. Like he he'll he'll give you some heart, and heart is something I would say this Manchester United team lacks in buckets.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, maybe last season when we were good. Like, McTominay, don't get me wrong. He's not
If
shit.
everyone's fit, he doesn't play. If everyone's fit, he doesn't play.
Exactly. Like, he's not a shit player. Like, he's not terrible. But I
He
just
could
think that,
captain West Ham. He could very well captain West Ham and be good
yeah,
there. He's
yeah,
just
I feel
not
like,
good enough for us. But right
exactly.
now, he's playing because we've had so many injuries, and he's one of our top goal scorers.
Like,
This
yeah, I
guy
mean,
has saved us 9 points in the
well,
league.
like Aditya says, McTominay is a good squad player, a good squad player, and he did save us quite a bit this season, but he's not the standard we have to set for the starting 11. He did, again, let's be honest, he did save us a few times this season, don't get me wrong, but I do think a West Ham would actually suit him. I really do. I think there'd be actually less pressure on him over there. I think it's because Manchester United, I think, right, he's McTominay, you expect the
But
best from.
again, we can't just let our players go for peanuts. We have a price. Even Ten Hag has told that every player has a price. We can't just
We
roll
just don't
over
sell
for
it,
every
right?
guy giving 30. If who's the who's the Newcastle player that there's like brother Longstaff? Yeah, if Longstaff was 50, then Scott McTominay is 50.
Yeah, yeah,
Like there's no difference between the players. It's about the same. They look about the same. Stocky, 5, 6 foot 4.
yeah.
If he's
Exactly.
we have to stick to our guns. If you want McTominay, he's going to be 45 to 50 mil. If you have it, otherwise get get stepping.
I mean, I just like again. He did say it a few times this season, but I feel like when we play him, the midfield is just too open. Like it's just too open because he like McTominay likes to play higher. He doesn't like to play deep. He likes to get forward. He likes to get into the
But
box.
now with Cass coming back, I don't think that we'll need
No,
him to play deep. Like
no,
either we'll throw him on as a kitchen sink, Fellaini kind of just do something and win the game,
yeah,
or
yeah,
we're going to play him on when the game's already finished and we just need someone to crash into someone and hit a few people.
yeah. Like McTominay does go through good glimpses of form. Like I said, he's not a shit player. I don't hate him. I don't,
If he
demand.
plays 15 games off the bench for United, I don't think anyone's bothered. When he's starting like
Yeah,
at Anfield, then we have a problem.
yeah, exactly. Uh, I mean, look, will we get rid of him this season or this summer? Probably not. I can't see it, to be honest with you.
He's not even on much wages. It's not like you can use the wage argument on him. Like he's just there.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
just
West
like
Ham
he's
may
just stuck here.
exactly. I mean, West Ham may come in for either Harry Maguire or McTominay, one or the other. Um,
90 million, we give him a discount for both.
uh,
We'll keep in
and
a Martial for free.
Martial, oh my god! I mean, look, I don't want to talk about Martial anymore. I hope that's the last time we ever talk about Martial again. I mean, look, well, listen. In fairness to Martial, he's kept, you know, the doctors busy, but not the defenders busy. You know what I mean? I just don't get the man. I really, really don't. I just don't. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Imagine how we extend this contract because he plays. He comes back from injury, say in May, and then he scores a few goals. Oh, let's sign him. He's the next. Yeah, George Best. Oh God.
No, 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 please.
Won't do that. We won't do that. That'll be the last thing we'll ever do. And if we do it, I question everyone at Manchester United. I even
Break
question
out the
myself.
bat. We gotta go to
Yeah.
Old Trafford.
Adway Kane says thoughts on embracing the wingers so that we can get more crosses and more service for Erasmus.
We discussed that. Put Anthony on the left because he crosses with that.
Exactly. Aditya says Martial has been in at United for 9 seasons. That's some Phil Jones level tenacity.
Let
Yeah,
me hit you with a stat. I don't know if you heard, but Jurgen Klopp is leaving, and some bin dippers are quite sad about it. But yeah, Jurgen Klopp 9 years, Martial 9 years, FA Cup, League Cup, European Trophy, Charity Shield. The only difference is Klopp has one PL more than Martial. That's it.
it's not bad. He used to flop Klopp or Martial. You know.
Why not both?
Yeah, exactly. And both are leaving at the end of leaving in the summer. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, Phil Jones. What? Even Phil Jones. I mean, I remember he played against Wolves. Had a good game. And then,
Okay. He had a okay game. We lost, and part of it was down to his mistake. But he was the only player on that pitch that was showing some form of heart. Again,
yeah,
when United are bad, the team just lacks any semblance of heart. You wouldn't see that like in the olden days. Even if we were losing, you'd see us try. And
yeah,
in the last, I think, 5 years, when United are losing, we just give up. We're like, I can't be bothered. I'm paid too much to run around for this, and that's criminal.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I think he actually cried coming off full time as well. I mean, look, we do. It would be nice
That
if he
was
did.
probably because he got injured again.
Yeah, probably.
He
I
did.
think he's. Yeah, I think he's. I don't know. Under he's kind of he's still at Manchester United.
He's coaching the under 18s. He's like doing his coaching badges. He's retired. It's done. His knee
Yeah, oh,
can't.
yeah.
He can't play anymore.
Oh no, he's done. He is done for. He might as well just announce, retirement. Like honestly, just come out and say, "Look,
He does anyone care? He almost was retired. Didn't play a whole season. It's the end. Like his
yeah, it's
he
like one of those.
announced it by not playing for an entire year.
Yeah, I mean, I no disrespect to him,
No,
and it's
he
not
was a good centre back for us. He should have just gone 3 years before that. He actually left.
hard to believe though. We won more Premier League titles than Van Dijk.
He has the same amount.
Does he?
I mean that is if we start stripping City of their titles, then he has to.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Then
mean,
he has four. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, you can't really compare him to City because yeah. But look, does he have more titles? He have more
he
titles
has the
than
same amount of Premier Leagues as Liverpool Football Club, and
that's.
one more than Steven Gerrard.
I'm not sure whether that's sad for Phil Jones or for Liverpool. Liverpool. Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean their greatest legend doesn't even have a Premier League trophy. So
Yeah, that's it. But we'll finish off with talking about Pellistri, which Joe Mano said the loan deal for Facundo Pellistri to Granada is basically done. Eric Ten Hag now needs to decide what to do regarding the player. Again, the Marcus Rashford and Anthony Martial situations will have an influence on that. I don't know what Martial and Rashford have to do with Pellistri going on loan. Obviously, whether will
I think he just doesn't want a really small number of forwards, which
yeah,
he's going. He's gone. Like Pellistri is going on loan. Maybe even he's getting sold. Like it's clear Ten Hag doesn't fancy him that much. And
yeah,
I feel like if it's between Ahmad and Pellistri, we paid more for Ahmad, and I think Ahmad has shown more proficiency in front of goal than Pellistri has. Don't get me started on that miss against Galatasaray. That was criminal. How did Pellistri miss that? I am not.
yeah. Another game that we slipped up a 2-goal lead. Yeah. Aditya says, "Don't get me started on old man Evans starting. He was brought in to be a vet mentor, not start. I think Johnny Evans is surprised
He's
to me.
been our best centre back, by the way. Evans
Yeah,
has been our best centre back.
yeah. I mean, yeah. That's exact. I mean, you couldn't have said it any better. To be fair. But look, hopefully come the summer, we get rid of a few, well, get rid of most of the dead wood, and bring in a few, and hopefully we beat Wolves on Thursday.
Yeah, like I
But look,
can't stay awake at 1:45 in the morning to watch that dross that played the last 60 minutes of the Newport game.
I mean that's loyal, that is very loyal, and it's not
Yeah,
often we
that
win.
Yeah, that's why I don't take shit from any of the true Reds who are like that. You've never even been to Old Trafford. Yeah, but you've not been awake at 3 a.m. at watching a final, have you?
Yeah, I'm not going to say it's been a while since my game match happening and it went to extra time, domestic or European. But say even that, like I mean, the Europa League final when we lost on penalties.
Yeah.
You were,
So me
like
and Aditya, we were watching that match from our homes and like basically having a bit of a watch along for that Europa League final that we lost.
yeah,
And if someone can sit through 11 penalties and not one being saved by your keeper at 3 in the morning, you
yeah,
can't question their loyalty.
yeah. I mean, the last penalty shootout we won was the FA Cup semi final, but it wasn't safe. Just to
Brighton.
say, it was over the bar. Like De Gea for me just wasn't, and then he missed his penalty as well, just to top it off.
I
You
like
know,
De Gea. It's like
yeah,
that.
it's not.
I begged. I was praying. I turned religious and I started praying just so that I was like, just let him score. He's not saved any, but just let him score.
Yeah, I know. Aditya think us back to Evans.
Evans.
In a shift sometimes. Don't get me wrong, just pointing out how the Raw has set in. Yeah, look, I think Johnny Evans even surprised him how much game time he's got since he's come in. And Advey has said, what would your lineup be? What would your United lineup be against Wolves? Well, I won't give mine yet because I'll save that for Wednesday for the preview. But I may,
Mm,
if you want
I
to,
just swap out Wan-Bissaka for Dallo because I feel like their forward. I think the Huang is lethal. He's pretty fast, and I would not trust Dallo in a 1v1 against him. Rest all team picks itself. We just don't have anyone else. Just factually, we just have that is our best 11 at the moment. Like we don't have Mount back, so there's no alternative to Bruno either. So Ericsson can't play 90 minutes. So you're gonna have to the most change you can get is Aaron Wan-Bissaka for Dallo. That's it.
yeah,
And
more.
I'd swap Ahmad for Anthony, but I know that Ten Hag is not going to do that.
It's kind of like you have to try and speak into existence now. You really, really will. I mean, look, when we see Anthony on the left and Garnacho on the right, let's see. It will be worth testing it out. Yeah, exactly. But look, I really we'll end it there. Again, thanks
Yes.
everyone for watching. Much appreciated. And what's I'm looking for? Contributing. Amaya as well. Brilliant.
Thank you for having me on. I know most fan channels don't really do this, but I'm glad to be on here. It was fun. I like doing this.
Well, look, we're different to the rest. That's what we want to do. Different to the rest. Let people come on. Because look, I remember wanting to get onto people's channels and they were like, "We don't do that." So I was like, "No, I'm going to quit my own and let people on mine." But look, mate, you've been absolute. It's been a pleasure having you on. I mean, having someone it's nice like having someone who supports the channel on. It just makes it just tops it off. And you're passionate and for your first time as well being on a live.
Yeah, this is my first ever live. For a United fan channel. I've been on like a few quizzes and stuff.
Keep it up because done well today. I'll be honest.
Oh, thank you so much.
No problem, no problem. But look, everyone, thanks for watching. Please like the video, subscribe, hit that notification bell as well. Follow our socials, links in the description, and be much appreciated. And again, back same time tomorrow at 5 p.m. I'm not sure what that is India time. Maybe America.
10:30.
10:30 India time. And a detail just to top it off, phone channel and podcast. Good luck for that, Ian. Thank you very much, and same goes to you. Good luck to everyone, and I'll speak to you all on the next one. Thanks for watching.